If I traded it all, if I gave
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Dr. Bonacci, and he's been on my show before. He's the owner of Arizona Pain and Posture. Welcome back to the show. Tell everybody, we're live on Facebook right now, so I want to say hi to everybody that's watching us. Hi, follow us, like us, and get involved on here and what we're doing here. You can call in on anything that you're hearing here as well. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, we have a clinic in North Scottsdale called Arizona Pain and Posture, and we focus our treatment on treating severe chronic and complicated pain and preventing patients from becoming chronic pain patients.
Okay, and how do you do that?
Well, we have two different techniques that we use. One technique is the Bonacci method of regenerative alignment, and the other technique is called Feldenkrais method.
Listen to this. It's really different, and what you told me the last time that you were on here before, you're one of the only ones in Arizona that have this.
Correct. Especially well, both techniques are unique to our clinic. The Feldenkrais technique is, there are other practitioners in Arizona that do practice the Feldenkrais technique, but our physical therapist, Jean Hills, is the only licensed physical therapist in Arizona who practices the Feldenkrais technique. She went to school for 4 years in addition to her physical therapy degree to get certified in Feldenkrais, and as a result, she's able to build this technique and perform this technique and bill the insurance companies, and they are responsible for the payment, such as Medicare. Actually, Medicare does approve this technique. It is one of the techniques that is approved by Medicare.
So tell them what the technique is, because I wouldn't know.
The technique, it's called Feldenkrais, and it's spelled Feldenkrais. It is a movement technique that attempts to integrate connections between the brain and the body. It retrains your brain how to move the way a children naturally does, with a greater sense of ease, a lightness, and a balance. Also, it helps the patients to stop bad movement patterns that are contributing to the pain. Oftentimes, people don't realize that they're clenching their jaw or they're holding their breath, short breathing. And now with cell phones and constantly leaning forward, it's killing our necks. It's putting a lot of pressure onto our low back. And the Feldenkrais technique teaches you to naturally self-correct and balance your posture, which in the end, this empowers the patient. It gives the patient control of their problem and a way to affect it themselves.
So when they're doing this, it's an education more than anything. I mean, it's not that's going to make them feel better, but they're going to learn how to also prevent themselves from doing the things that they're doing incorrectly. Is that correct?
Absolutely, and it's a great point. When I first started working with Jean and I have been talking for over 5 years, putting together our techniques. Nonetheless, when I first started working with her and I would see the patients afterwards, they become aware of their movement. It gets broken down so much that the patients become aware, and it becomes enlightening to them, and that in itself gives hope, as well as the patients get better.
Now, you're located in North Scottsdale at Scottsdale Road and Deer Valley. You do free consultations. You're rated with the Better Business Bureau. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to be giving away right now, everyone's getting entered in to win a free comprehensive pain assessment, which includes a treatment. This is a $225 value free to you. If you've never heard of this, Feldenkrais, this is something that, everybody's always out there reaching for something that, because they're all feeling terrible, right? And they're wanting something new, something different, something that might help them. So if you've not heard of this, this is something that you need to check out. All the information is on their website. It's ArizonaPainAndPosture.com. Call in here. This is a $225 value free to you. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So who created it?
The technique was created by Moshe Feldenkrais. It was created in the 1950s, and he was an Israeli physicist, a mechanical engineer, a martial artist, and while playing soccer, he injured his knee, and he was unable to walk. His expert knowledge base on gravity and mechanics and motion helped him to develop his own exercises to teach his body to move in an easier, more efficient way, not moving into pain and developing new patterns, and eventually he healed his own problem.
Again, tell them what they're going to learn from doing it.
What patients tend to learn, and again, I was surprised by a lot of this working with severe chronic and complicated pain patients and watching them go through Feldenkrais. And the words that I hear are, a lot of times they gain awareness not to use certain small muscles for tasks that are meant for larger muscle groups. They walk more upright. They feel more balanced and fluid. They're able to sit straighter and more balanced and without pain. A lot of times with low back problems or neck problems, sitting is one of the things that irritates it. And the Feldenkrais technique teaches you how to sit, stand, and move properly without pain. Additionally, they are able to perform tasks at home in a more relaxed and unhurried way, which essentially is changing their tempo at which they do things.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's talk about the session and how it looks, because they're going to come in there, and what are they going to do?
Well, the sessions begin with an evaluation unique to each person, because the treatments at that time are custom tailored to each patient. So in order to get the right treatment protocol, we have to go through that initial evaluation. The exercises themselves are extremely gentle, repetitive movements that are very comfortable. The more the patient lets go, the more effective they are. The movements are simple, calming movements that counter the stress that causes the pain. So while you're learning them, you're also learning to move without pain. In addition to the exercises, the technique is equipped with a manual component, which is very gentle manipulation. It's not a deep tissue. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a very light technique that helps to free up tight muscles and joints that are limiting the motion, and it helps to decrease the discomfort with the motion.
Now, you're located in North Scottsdale at Scottsdale Road and Deer Valley, and you're one of the only places that have this, especially with this nurse practitioner that is trained in it. Is that correct?
She's a physical therapist.
A physical therapist.
Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So,
and she's been practicing for 25, almost 30 years now. She has excellent experience with treating severe chronic and complicated pain and administering the Feldenkrais technique to those complicated diagnosis.
Now they do free consultations. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. Our lines are open here, and everyone's getting in to win a free comprehensive pain assessment. A lot of people out there are in pain, and this includes a treatment. That number to call here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. This is a $225 value, free to you. Check it out on the website. It's ArizonaPainAndPosture.com. I think before we go to a break, I wanted to just talk a little something like this. In your office, okay, you specialize in, obviously, pain. But you do other modalities besides this. Yours as well. You mentioned the Bonacci one. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit too?
Yes, and in addition to that, we also offer different levels of affordable care. We have a massage therapist who is trained up in our technique of the Bonacci method. So the Bonacci method is a technique that was created over 20 years of treating severe chronic and complicated pain patients. What we did was we took different philosophies, different perspectives of treatment. We took what was applicable, what was safe, what got a fast, long-lasting effect, and applied it. We removed anything that didn't offer the safety and the security and the long-lasting effect that we're looking for. That's just out of the nature of treating severe chronic and complicated pain. The majority of people have been through a lot of physical therapists, they've been through a lot of chiropractors, and if it doesn't work quick and fast, they know and they're out. Mm-hmm. If it hurts or causes problems, they don't want anything to do with it. As well as it gets expensive. So we want to be able, we don't want patients to rely on us. We want patients to come in, rely on us to gain an education, to gain an awareness, and then empower that patient with the ability to take care of themselves, so they're not relying on having to go in all the time for a chiropractic adjustment or having to go in all the time for physical therapy.
We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we want to talk further, because that's what this is all about. You're educating them, and that's what you want them to do, is learn how to be able to not to come in and get the treatment, but to learn how to be able to live that way and be able to treat yourself as well. Correct?
Absolutely.
Again, that number to call them direct, it is, what's your number direct?
The number of the Scottsdale office is 480-585-0252.
Now, you can call here. Everyone's getting entered in to win a comprehensive pain assessment and free treatment. That's a $225 value. Our number here, 602-277-5369.
If I traded it all.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Dr. Bonacci, and he's the owner of Arizona Pain and Posture. You got to check out the website. It's ArizonaPainAndPosture.com. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win a free comprehensive pain assessment and treatment. This is a $225 value, free to you or anyone that you know. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations. They're located in North Scottsdale. The number to call here for this is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You know, before we went to a break, you were talking to me just saying, I want to get out there and I want to talk to them. People say that chronic pain cannot be cured.
It's really silly. I know I'm not the only one.
It's silly to think it can't get.
It's really silly to think that it can't get better. And it's actually in the definition. The definition of chronic pain is pain for more than 3 months. And the further definition is it's not treatable, it's only manageable. I know I'm not the only one who's getting it better. I know my technique is not the only. There are other people out there that are getting it better, and they're getting it 100% better. In our clinic, we use the combination of the Bonacci method technique along with Feldenkrais. And we see patients oftentimes get 100% better.
So again, the difference is, do you do both modalities with them when they come in? Or do they have a choice of which one they want?
They have a choice of which one they want. Sometimes it depends where they're at in their healing cycle. So our front office, we have a patient liaison at the office who will do an intake, talk to the patient, see where they're at, see what benefits are covered. We watch out for their benefits and try to direct them appropriately to save a dollar when we can. But most importantly, the notion that patients can't get better deserves it deserves a whole show itself. A lot of what we find ourselves doing in there, especially on the initial visits, is a motivational awareness type conversation, type talk. We end up painting a picture as to how the patient got where they are, and then painting a picture as to how the patient is going to get out of pain. It's a combination of hard science, a little bit of faith, and then logic. But with that combination, and with the right treatment, and with the behaviors at home, you should expect to get 100% better.
Well, I want to discuss that again with you too, because of we went to a break and we have new people that came in to listen again. It is about what you do at home. It's not just about coming in and getting that treatment. It's about also what you do at home. It's
largely about what you do at home. In general, the direction of care should not be to come in and have to rely on your doctor or rely on your therapist. You should be your own best therapist. You should be your own best doctor. If you go into a chiropractor or go into physical therapy, you're in there for maybe 5-10 minutes to an hour. And then you have the other 200 and something hours a week where you're out behaving however you're behaving. If the therapist and yourself doesn't address your behavior, whether that's ergonomics at home, ergonomics in the office, repetitive sport or motion or activity that you're doing, your pain will continue to reproduce itself. So yes, it's very important that you're involved at home. It's a very important part.
So does the brain actually then get retrained?
Yes, and this is absolutely. The nature of the Feldenkrais technique again, is to help with that body-brain connection. The science behind it is called neuroplasticity. It's the same way we learn. The body learns negative patterning, and it can learn positive patterning. Once it's been exposed to the new patterns, it will grow nerve endings, it will grow nerve cells, and nerves will regenerate to take on and learn that new pattern, to move, in this case in Feldenkrais, to move into a greater sense of ease. And I guess one way you could say it is you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Absolutely. You can. I mean, but it does take repetitive. It means that you come in, you get your treatment, but you learn what to do when you come home as well.
Absolutely. And a lot of people will go to physical therapy or they will go to get treatments, but if that treatment, the unique thing about Feldenkrais and about the Bonacci method is it shows you that you can move and do things to put yourself into less pain. And once that happens, those exercises become inviting, as opposed to an exercise that's hard or maybe causes some discomfort or pain or irritation. Sometimes you don't want to go back and do that exercise because it takes so much out of you. You have to drive yourself.
Here's what they think. If you've got pain and they're pushing and they're trying to stretch, they think it's going to pop and then they're going to get hurt further from it.
Right, absolutely. And a lot of times exercises, when they're improperly taught or improperly learned, give that sense of apprehension. The Feldenkrais technique gives more of a connected sense, more of a safe sense, more of a good feeling. So when you go and you do it yourself at home, it automatically provides the body and the mind with a sense of ease.
Well, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win. It's a free comprehensive pain assessment. It comes along with the treatment. It's a $225 value, free to you. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations. You can call them direct. Their phone number is 480-585-0252. The website is ArizonaPainAndPosture.com. And call in here because, this is something that maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know that's dealing with it. Chronic pain, a lot of people deal with it. Again, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So, is this for both older people and younger people, athletes and anyone, or what?
It's a great question. It really covers the board. Of course, in our clinic, we treat a lot of severe chronic and complicated pain. Nonetheless, we also see athletes, we see children, we see middle-aged, we see them from very young to old. Anyone we all have to deal with gravity. Gravity affects all of us. So with proper motion, the gravity is causing less of a wear and tear on our bodies. And once we learn that, it'll be prevalent in our everyday lives. At the same time, with an athlete, and it works very well with professional athletes. Professional athletes, teams, they go through this Feldenkrais quite a bit. And let's say you're a golfer, it's a good one for Arizona, and you're repeating the same swing in the same direction. That creates an asymmetry. We all know most sports are geared around this repetition and this muscle memory. That can be just as bad for you as it is good for you. If you swing that golf club in the same direction the same way, it's going to cause an asymmetry in your body, and your body's going to learn an abnormal motion pattern. Feldenkrais will help to interrupt that abnormal motion pattern, return your body to its natural movements. So when you go out and you re-perform, when you go back and you perform, let's say you're a pitcher or you're golfing again, your body is going to establish more of a neutral positioning and a neutral motion that is easy instead of painful or causing strain, which ultimately those abnormal motion patterns cause a lot of compensation. The body starts to redistribute some motion that maybe should be in the low back onto the shoulder, maybe down into the wrist, and all of a sudden you're golfing and you have a wrist problem when it's actually coming from your lower extremities, your pelvis, and your stance. You're just making up for it by compensating your swing and causing more damage or trauma to a wrist. So Feldenkrais applies to athletes, children, middle-aged, grandmas, grandpas, mothers. Mothers are a great example. They're under a lot of stress and strain, bending over, picking up children. So it applies across the board.
It really does. And it's all about your posture. It's all about, they want you to get educated. That's what you're all about. You come in, you're going to give them the treatment, but it's about being able to take that treatment and taking it home and being able to help yourself as well. What are your final words?
Absolutely. And on that note, one of the things that we've been starting to offer at our clinic are also Feldenkrais classes. You can come in, take a group class. It saves $1. They're a little less expensive. They run usually between $15 to $25 per person per hour session, and that's guided by a Feldenkrais. Jean, in our case, Jean Hills is our Feldenkrais practitioner, and she would be leading the classes. But this is a way to keep up with supportive care. So supportive care with Feldenkrais is offered through those classes, and then we also offer affordable supportive care through the Bonacci method.
Okay, you want to give them a call. Their number direct, it's 480-585-0252. They do free consultations. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're located right in North Scottsdale at Scottsdale Road in Deer Valley. We've got our lines open here, and everyone that's calling in is getting entered in to win. It's a free comprehensive pain assessment. A lot of people are in pain. You're going to get that treatment that comes along with it. It's a $225 value, free to you or anyone you know. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and their website is ArizonaPainAndPosture.com.
Cross the line. If I traded it all, if I